Hello fellow Hunters of the Blue and welcome to my channel and welcome to a very special video featuring an amazing miniature from Corpus Belli's upcoming new tabletop game Hexadome Legends that you can pre-order right now. But although Corpus Belli is indeed the sponsor of this video, I'm not here to talk about their amazing miniatures or this game, but something even more special, their first video game based on the Infinity Universe, Hexadome Tactics, a game based on the tabletop game. If you enjoy competitive strategy games, take a look at Hexadome Tactics on Steam and add it to your wishlist. The game will launch in September with a final release date still to be determined, so make sure you don't miss it by clicking the links in the description. One will take you to the game's page on Steam and the other to the game's official Discord server. I will be talking a bit more about the game throughout the painting process, so stay tuned for more if you're interested. And now it's time to try and copy another master painter. In this case, I will try to replicate the incredible OSL and light effects that have made El Miniaturista famous. And I will be honest with you, I thought this was going to be easy, but oh boy was I wrong. Let's get cracking. As you can see, we have our model primed here, and I went with zenithal prime using two spray cans, black all over and white from the top, giving us this extra shading, which I think is going to be really useful for models like this, which are all organic shapes. And I'm going to start with the black, because I think is the detail that is going to give me the most trouble to keep clean. And what I will do is just use Black Lotus on all of the surfaces. The zenithal is going to provide us with a really intense highlight on the white bits, as you can see there, but just keep it really black on the other bits. And we have to be really careful about not getting this into any other details that are not black. For all the white and, steel details really, I'm going to use a mix of 1 part Mummy White and 1 part Templar White. I'm just going to apply this in a really thin layer. I just want to tint the surfaces this color. This mix of colors, these two colors, and all of the white contrast type colors really, have the problem, so to speak, that they use opaque pigments to create the shading. Because we already have a really nice zenithal, which means we have pure black in there. If I just apply this indiscriminately, this would get deposited into the shadows and disrupting the black, creating an undesirable effect. But I really like the tone that it provides to all of these bits. For the red, I'm going to go with a mix of 1 part Flesh Tearers Red from Citadel, 1 part Blood Angels Red, and 1 part Express Medium. I very much prefer Express Medium over any other medium, and it's compatible with Citadel, so that's fantastic for us. I'm going to do some other details with a different red, specifically the belts, straps and all of that. This would be just for the cape. These are and will always be my favorite reds. For contrast type paints, I think they are fantastic. All of this magic effect, I don't really care, because I'm going to paint it in a different way. It needs to look like it's glowing. So it's one of those things that I don't really care if the paint touches it. And it makes my life so much easier. For the leather straps, I'm going to use a mix of 3 parts Flesh Tearers Red, 1 part Hospitalier Black, and 4 parts Express Medium. So same amount of medium to paint, and about triple the amount of the Flesh Tearers to the black. I just want a really deep dark burgundy color, and I use the medium just so we can preserve all of these nice highlights that the zenithal did for us, like that. I still want this to read as really dark red, but I want a different feel for the red. That way we get color variation. For any of the gold details, which are all of those triangles that she has over her body, I'm going to use a mix of 1 part military yellow and 1 part imperial yellow. I had to clean some of those, so I just took the chance to use just white, and because most of the issues were on the edges, it just got into a nice edge highlight at the same time, so making my life easier and the result better. So cleaning up sometimes can be an advantage, an opportunity, let's just say. It's time to paint the magic effect, and this part might not be, well, in everyone's liking, but I'm going to use an airbrush. I'm going to use a method that is very similar to what El Miniaturista does, because I think it just looks amazing. So I have some white loaded in my airbrush. I'm using Gamer White, thin with a little bit of airbrush thinner, and I'm going to try and do really small highlights, just like that. See? Very small. Just with pure white like that. While I'm doing that, please let me talk about the focus of today's video, Infinity Hexadome Tactics on Steam. This game is a fast-paced tactical masterpiece centered around good decision making rather than fast reflexes. I've actually been playing this game for a while now and I never get tired. It's been my go-to for relaxing after a day of work, and I'm still surprised to discover new synergies and tactics every single day. The game is played on hexagon tiles, the best kind of tiles for a board game. Hexagons are indeed the bestagons, and it's the kind of game where clever positioning and a deep knowledge of your player abilities is key. Cover, traps, overwatch, and tactic cards build up a ton of depth and very satisfactory plays. I have some fluorescent red from Prorakill into the cup. I really like the hue of this color. I think it works perfect for this model. And I'm going to just do the same. I thin it down with some Vallejo airbrush thinner. Just like that. The game is played with 4 players, each coming from the original board game, and each balanced and equipped with unique stats, attacks, and hidden abilities. Building the perfect team is the best part of the game and also the most challenging. Finding the perfect balance of hand-to-hand, long-range, support, and specialist is key to winning your games. I just unlocked my first extra character, Hexer, the miniature we are painting right now, and the more you play, the more characters you'll be able to have at your disposal. The airbrush work is now done, and we can refine this with some more white. I'm just going to take straight up white, whatever white you like, really. I'm going to do some extra intense highlight with this white in a really exaggerated way. I like to thin down my white for this, so you can go into some of the recesses, stuff like that, to enhance the effect. Another thing you can do, if you have it, is to use some white oil paint, like the oil brushes from Amomik, which is just perfect. But obviously any white will do. You might think this is just a strictly competitive game, but no, this also has a dedicated single-player campaign to introduce you to the characters, lore, and universe of Infinity. Of course, at the core, this is a highly competitive game with the PvP being the epicenter of the experience. The game is also tournament ready, with the build available in the Discord server, and tournaments planned with amazing prizes like Steam credits, exclusive miniatures, and even money. I have my highlights done with the white. I'm going to use a mix of fluorescent pink and fluorescent red, about 1-on-1, both from Prorakill, to do my final effect here. And what I will do is just apply this over the white highlights, really, just to tone them down and integrate them into the red. I don't want to do a super complicated effect. I just want something that is simple to do but looks good. And with this, I just want to really just glaze over the white. I don't want any of this depositing in any of the recesses, just a glaze. I might do a final pass with more white to enhance some of the details, but for the time being, this will be it. And if we want to increase the effect even more, I can use some of the airbrush white that I was using before, turn it into a wash, and apply it into the recesses. Because it's the airbrush formulation, it will flow really well, enhancing all of the effects. And I can even use it to draw even more of those effects into the cape. It's hard to describe what the essence of Hexadome tactics is, but I think a blend of chess, poker, and hero PvPs like Overwatch would be a good description. Movement and board control are essential to the game, but controlling heroes with unique skills. So, learning what your opponent can do and anticipating their actions is the key to success. But of course, no game is truly lost till the very end. Tactic cards introduce an element of unpredictability with unforeseeable twists that can change a game completely. Knowing when to play a card, take a risk, or even bluffing your opponent can be as important as your movement. I finished all of the OSL work off camera because, well, I'm not an expert and this was way out of my league of what I usually do, so I really needed time for myself to really nail this down, but I'm quite happy with the effect. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. Now I want to go and highlight all of the other details, starting from the black dress, and for this I'm going to start with Two Thin Coats Frost Blue. I really love Two Thin Coats paints, and I always take any chance I have to use them more. For me, they have completely replaced Citadel in my lineup when I paint for myself. I think they are basically a better version of them. I have this thinned down into a heavy glaze consistency, and I'm just going to do a volumetric highlight on all of the main areas of the dress, of the cloth. Now I'm going to move into a 1-to-1 mix of frost blue and white, and I'm just reinforcing what I just did in the previous stage. And finally I'm going to go for pure white for the final highlight. I want this to be very small, just a dot highlight here and there. But I do this because I want these clothes to look shiny. Now I'm going to highlight all of the leather, for which I'm going to use a 1-to-1 mix of Nocturnal Red and Rosy Flesh, both from Game Color. I know that most of you find it annoying when I just use like 1,000 different brands of paint for a video, but also you always are asking, well, what paints are you using when you just paint? And well, every single one of them. This video is a really good example of the kind of paint spread I use when I'm not restricted by any brands or any sponsorships. I basically own almost every paint ever made, and you know what? I actually like using them. Then I'm going to move on to pure Rosy Flesh, and I'm going to try and do the thinnest edge highlight I can, which in these models with really small detail is not the easiest thing to do, but just do the thinnest one you can. And finally, a dot highlight using a mix of Ice Yellow and Rosy Flesh. For the gold trinkets and belt straps or whatever they are, I'm just going to use Ice Yellow. They are so small that just an edge highlight with Ice Yellow, especially focused on the tops, maybe with some dots on the corners, will be enough, on the bottom corners, will be enough to get that metallic feel. And finally, I'm just going to use pure white to do some quick edge highlights on all of these steel details. And with that done, I would consider this miniature done, but I want to do a final highlight on the face. So I'm going to take some white and apply my highlight here. I have this quite thin down, This looks a little bit harsh now, but I will go over this in a minute. I'm just going to do several passes with the pure white, and then I'm going to try and blend it with, hopefully, a clever trick. Now I'm going to take the same mix of Mummy White and Templar White that I used for the base coating and use it instead as a glaze, where I can apply it over the white and slowly but surely, hopefully, make this highlight less harsh and less pronounced. This will take several passes until I get to the desired effect, but I think it's going to look amazing. Also going to draw the eye into the face, which is what we want. Look, El Miniaturista is a master at his craft, and it shows. I copied his steps, did all the things he does, and still failed to produce a result that is as good as his. It's not bad, I'm very happy with how she turned out, but I'm still very far off target. And this might also happen to you when you try to copy your favorite painter. Maybe that's me, but the most important thing is not to be discouraged by what you perceive as a failure. Just by trying to get better, you will be better, and maybe the next time you try, you will succeed. Remember to click the link in the description to add Infinity Hexadome Tactics to your Steam wishlist and to be one of the first people to play the game when it launches, as well as joining the official Discord server. Both links are down in the description. If you want to support me, you can check my Patreon, where I offer in-depth and cut tutorials and private classes. Help me and join the list of the coolest people in the world that you can see on screen right now. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye!